It's all about me. Please look at me. I am so pretty. Love me, want me.
Hey, welcome to Tales of an Instagram Nothing. My name is Coach James, and I am the creator and lead instructor for All About Aerodynamics, which is a science program where I use Hot Wheels cars to teach kindergarten through 6th grade students about physics and aerodynamics. But Tales of an Instagram Nothing isn't about the science. It is about, it's about the science of social media marketing. And it's where I take a look at everything that we've done in the time since the last episode, trying to build up the All About Aerodynamics brand across various social media platforms. And if you saw the first episode, you'll know that I watched dozens and dozens of videos from social media marketing experts, and I took the sum total of all their tips and boiled them down into all of the tips that they had in common. And I figured, if I put those into practice, then perhaps I'll be able to build up the All About Aerodynamics presence across social media platforms. So we have an Instagram account, which is the primary way in which most people will interact with All About Aerodynamics, and that is at AA Aerodynamics. And we post about 2 or 3 times per day to our Instagram account. And then, of course, we have a YouTube channel that you can reach. It's easiest to reach through the Instagram account, because until we build up our YouTube subscriber count to a certain point, we can't get a personalized domain extension. So it can't be youtube.com/allaboutaerodynamics or AA Aerodynamics until we get more subscribers. So let's take a look at what has happened since the last time that we've posted a video and an update on what's been going on. So if we take a look at, let's go over and check out Instagram, which is, we'll do here. So you can see, went back the last 14 days and really haven't had a ton of engagement. However, there is positive news to report, and that positive news is that our follower count has increased to 162. And I believe at the time that we last did this, we were somewhere around 157, 158. So we increased gained 4 or 5 subscribers, which in the grand scope of Instagram isn't much, but for All About Aerodynamics account, it's pretty big. So in the last 2 weeks, our subscriber count, our total number of followers, has increased to 162, and that is good for us. The accounts engaged is down 11%, and the accounts reached was also down 26%. But we did some promotion with the some of the older posts, so that might account for the higher levels of engagement. But let me click on this and bring this up. So shows the top cities you reach, scroll over, top countries, the US, not surprisingly, the age range. I think that the 25 to 34 and 35 to 44 probably accounts for a lot of the Hot Wheels enthusiasts and collectors that make up the majority of the people who interact with our page. And then we have the gender breakdown, and it skews heavily towards men. Let's see, followers and non-followers, and our content reach. And then let's take a look at our top posts. And I believe that is the Plymouth Superbird that got the 117. And then our quotes, we have the Chevy Impala, it's a nice car. Then we have the Aston Martin rounding it out with 95, so that's not too bad. Stories, we didn't really post any, stories, haven't posted stories. We need to get back to that. That's going to be important. And then the reels, we had 955 views on the reel that we posted, which was we showed the head-to-head comparison of the two cars in our YouTube race. So if I take a look at the reels is clearly where we're able to get the most engagement. And I don't see that it's translated yet into subscribers or followers, but it's definitely getting the most eyes on our content. And you can see we've only posted a handful, but 3,200 was the most views, 3,100, 2,200, etc., and the fewest amount of views has been 188, which, even if you figure with reels, people probably let them play through a couple of times, so it wasn't 188 different people, but nevertheless 188 views of the content is still 188. But some of the other reels have gotten significantly more, and there's not enough of a sample size to be able to determine what has caused one reel to become more popular than another. But I need to create more reels and see if I can figure out any trends from that. Go back, let's see, accounts reached, accounts engaged, and then the posts. It's pretty much the same. Oh, well, this is showing the entire. We'll go last 7 days. And again, this is what essentially the last week, what's happened. And the amount of people who engage and see and like our content really doesn't fluctuate all that much. We haven't found that one thing that really resonates. So that is the Instagram overview. So the positive part is that we've gained a few followers. The goal was, I believe, if 100 followers a month would be astronomical considering where we're starting from, which is absolutely nothing. If we take a look at YouTube and see what has transpired over there, really the answer is not a whole lot has taken place. In terms of the overall it's still minimal at about 8 subscribers, which if I take out family members, then the subscribers count is probably really about 3. Who knows? But it's not anywhere near where I'd hope that it would be, but working on it. That's the whole plan. Posted a few videos over the past couple of weeks, namely an episode of At the Track, which is where we raced Hot Wheels cars, and that has gained 10 views in 2 weeks, which again isn't is barely anything. The last episode of Tales of an Instagram Nothing, which you're watching now, but you're probably not watching based on the last video, which has 0 views. And that's been up for 2 weeks, and that has 0 views. So then odds are this one, unless I promote it in a different way, will probably suffer the same fate. So this is just probably an historical archive that I'll look back on years from now when All About Aerodynamics is a huge global brand, and I'll say, see, this is where I started from. But nevertheless, YouTube is going to play an important role in the presentation of All About Aerodynamics. And there was the episode of At the Track in which we dealt with the scientific method and solved the problem related to the camera views. And that was 3 weeks ago. So, not a lot of traction on YouTube, but I'm gonna accentuate the positive and stick with hang my hat on the fact that we've gotten 4 or 5 Instagram subscribers. So that's a plus. Now, going forward, I'm planning to create more reels, and I had to revamp the track, which if you watch the scientific method episode, then you could see me going through that process. But I'm going to revamp the track and change the camera setup and start trying some live YouTube Hot Wheels races and see if that can generate any interest, excitement, or views, and ultimately subscribers. And hopefully through that kind of word of mouth, we can bring our All About Aerodynamics, the physical program, to an organization or a school or a special event near you. If you want to get in contact with me and find out more about All About Aerodynamics, the easiest way is probably to go to our Instagram account, which is at AA Aerodynamics, and there you will see links in our bio that will take you to our website, our YouTube page, etc. And there's information for parents, for educators, everything you need to know. There's contact information there. You can also go to our website, aaAerodynamics.com, and find out even more about our online and in-person programs. Now, with that said, there's still work to do. I'm still optimistic that I'll be able to get these numbers up somehow, some way. I just haven't figured out the formula at this time, but it is a work in progress, and I'm sure that we'll get there eventually. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully somebody watched. And maybe you're watching this far after March 2022. Maybe it's, who knows, it's June 2025, and you're looking back saying, I want to see where Aerodynamics started from. How did they grow that brand? This is how. But we'll be back with Tales of an Instagram Nothing, giving updates on our progress. And I am Coach James for All About Aerodynamics, Tales of an Instagram Nothing. And until next time, see you at the races.